Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. We've got a very special episode today for you, coming from More Edges, our channel sponsors over in Thorn in Doncaster, to review a very special rifle that's just been launched in the market. So we're going to go inside and we're going to get it on the table and have a look at it. So the gun on the table today is the new Air Arms S510R Core. Now this gun was not even released yet actually, and we're very lucky to have one of these from Air Arms, as the owner of More Edges, Richard, basically put a lot of information back to Air Arms about this, of what people was requesting and looking for regarding the swap over between an S410 and the S510. So this little rifle is kind of like a hybrid rifle between the S410 and S510 of what people, you shooters, actually wanted to see in the market. What we normally do is we're going to start from the butt pad and go right through to the silencer and give you some information about it, and then we're going to compare it to the S410, and we might even get an Ultimate Sporter out and compare it to the Ultimate Sporter. So what we'll do is we'll start at the butt and we'll work our way forward. So this is basically comes with a standard rubber butt pad on. It's non-adjustable and it's a lot like the stock of an S410. This is actually the walnut version. I'm pretty sure they're going to do a super light version and maybe even a black rubberized version. I don't know about that though. As you move forward, you've got a nice rosewood cap like normal, and that's got the Air Arms logo underneath it, as you can see there, like standard. And then you've got your pistol grip checkering and also your forearm checkering with a nice little rosewood cap on the end. It comes with the Air Arms standard 2-stage trigger, which is the match trigger with the safety catch in the middle of it, which we quite like because obviously it's nice and easy to move on when you're going backwards and forwards. And then moving a bit more forward, the cylinder obviously is your standard blue cylinder with a blued out barrel. So moving forward with, obviously, then you've got your barrel band on here still as normal, and you've got your quick fill connector under here, which is your standard Air Arms T-bar connector, which is probably the safest filling system on the market at the minute. It's also got a little filter in there as well to try and filter out any particles coming from either your diver's tank or your compressor. Screw that back on again there. It comes with also the standard Air Arms fill gauge on the bottom, so you can see how much pressure you've got in the rifle as well at any one time. The shot count for this, you can fill this little rifle because it's regulated up to 250 bar, which is about another 50-60 bar normally than what you would fill an S410 up to. The shot count, I'm not going to lie, we don't even know. This rifle is that new, it's not even been tested. This one's not even been fired yet, but we're going to fire it later. We're very lucky that Richard's lent us this rifle to have a go with it. The silencer is now called, on this series, it's now called an S-Tech, not a Q-Tech. And I think if I spin it round, you'll be able to see the actual little S-Tech on the silencer there, which looks a lot like a Q-Tech, so it probably might have some sort of the same technology in it, and it is very quiet. I've just dry fired this rifle and it is still very quiet. Moving back now towards the breech block, it's got the new Air Arms logo on it, which is a nice new little design. Not like obviously what it used to be, but you know, it's what it is. It's got its standard 10-shot rotary magazine, which is there. Standard Air Arms magazine, which has worked for ages and ages and has no problems with it at all. I think it's one of the safest magazine systems other than the HW system on the market. So it comes with 2 supplied magazines as it came in the box. It comes with its lock and your standard Air Arms fill connector that pops on the end and twists on. It's got an 11mm dovetail mount on the top to mount your scope on. And I think that is roughly about it. So what I'm going to do now is I'll grab an S410 and we'll have a quick look at the differences between them. Right, so this is obviously the S410, one of the rifles that the S510R Core was designed around. As you can see, there's a lot of similarities. The stocks are the same, apart from this is a walnut and this is beech. You can get a beech option for the S510R Core as well. The other difference is this is obviously your bolt action cocking system. The S510R Core is your biathlon style side lever cocking action, like on the S510. Ultimate Sporter and the S510 series. It's got the same cylinder and the same barrel, and obviously the same. All that section is obviously from the S410. So moving forward, and then it's obviously got the same fill gauge as an S410 as well. The difference is between this little beauty and that one is the side lever cocking, as far as I can see, and you get the S-Tech silencer, whereas the S410 does not come with a silencer. You have to buy a silencer separately. So that's obviously the differences between that. So I'm going to grab an S510 Ultimate Sporter now, and we'll have a look at the differences between that and the S510 Ultimate Sporter. So this is the S510R Ultimate Sporter, and the differences between the Ultimate Sporter and the Core basically is the shroud with the silencer on and the stock, as far as we can see on that. So it is basically based around the Ultimate Sporter with a nice standard walnut stock on, made by Manelli, I'm going to guess as well, because most of the AirArms stocks are made by Manelli. No adjustment on that stock, and the shroud, no shroud on it, and obviously the silencer. The manometer, the gauge on the bottom is a bit different as well. That's the needle gauge, and this is obviously your little like fill gauge, you know, your coloured one, and there's no rail underneath to attach your accessories to either on the S510 Core. So it basically, I think it's going to sit in between this and the S410. It's your crossover gun. I don't know about price wise, but it will probably be somewhere in between that as well. Shot count wise, I'm going to say you're going to get the same amount of shot count as what you get out of one of these, because it is, like I said, a very, very similar gun to that. So other than that, I think that's about it for the S510R Core, not hardcore, R Core. And we're going to go and scope her up, and we're going to take her down to the range, and we're going to give her a go. One more thing I forgot to mention, this is actually the 177 version. I believe they're going to make a 2.2 version. I don't really know about other calibers yet, but that's obviously the two main calibers that's going to come out. So we're down at Camelot's Airgun range now. We're going to pellet test the new AirArms S510R Core out at 30 yards using 4 different pellets today. We're going to try the Barracuda, JSB Exacts, the QYS Streamlines, and also some Virac FT specials. So we're going to do 5 shots with each pellet out at 30 yards, and we're going to see what we get. Right, so the first pellet we're going to try out at 30 yards using the S510R Core is the Barracuda, and we're going to have 5 shots, and then we'll swap over to the JSBs, QYSs, and FT specials. I've already had 2 magazines out of this. We're going to do like a shot count as well, see how many shots we get out of it with it being regulated, and you can charge them up to 250 bar. But so that's 20 shots already had. This will be 30, 40, 50, 60, and we'll see what the pressure goes down to. And once we've done that, we'll also chrono the gun with the FX ballistics, and we'll see what pellets, best groups, and then what power we're getting out of it. So we'll do 5 shots right now, and then we'll see what we're getting. In fact, I'm just going to unload all 10 shots into it, because we're doing a shot count as well, so I might as well. This number 10. Right, so that was 10 shots for the Barracuda. Now we'll go with the JSBs. Now the JSBs, 10 shots for the JSBs. think that's it. Yep, that was it. And now for the QYS. And now the QYS, 10 shots for QYS. I think that's it. That is it. Right, now the field and target trophies. The field and target trophies. Or the Virac FT specials. And that's it. So what I'll do now is I'll go and get the card in and we'll have a look at the results. Right, so the accuracy groups for the S510R Core is, yeah, unbelievable. Can't believe how accurate it is, but it's an Air Arms, so I won't expect anything less. The barrel rates is fingernail, JSB's fingernail, QYS, same. Then the FTTs, yeah, that's probably me a little bit, but you probably would get the same as well. I personally think the JSB's won, so we're going to put 10 more shots in, get the chrono out, and have a go with that. This is after 60 shots as well, bearing in mind. I had 10 shots in each, so it's a 10-shot group in each one. And I've also had 2 magazines zeroing it in before this as well. So that's 60 shots I've put through it so far. And we're still at 150 bar from a 250 bar fill. So I've used about 100 bar, which is pretty amazing, really. Right, I'm going to load the magazine back up and we're going to get the chronograph out. I'll put the data in and we'll give it a chrono and then we'll do a conclusion. Right, so we'll do a few shots over the chronograph now. I've just had the first shot and it's doing 11.2 and 774 feet per second. So we'll have a few more shots. 11, 768. 11, 1. 11, 1. 1, 11. That's it. So we can consistently say it's doing about 11 and 11.1 foot, 0.1 foot-pounds, which is pretty consistent, which is, I wouldn't expect anything less. Like I said, it is a regulated gun. Right, so my review for the S510R Core is, I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. It is a great little rifle, and yeah, it's very accurate. I'd recommend using the JSBs because that's what I got the best group with 10 shots. Everyone might be a bit different, and the barrels might be different because they are Walther barrels that fit on these. But yeah, JSBs or the AirArms Pellet, because I think AirArms are made by JSB, so I'd highly recommend them. But where I see this sitting, it's a little hunting rifle. It's going to basically outshoot you, outshoot me. It's a great rifle. You're going to be able to walk around with it for hours. It's nice and light. It's nice and quiet thanks to the new S-Tech silencer on it, which is good, which comes as standard with this model. And you get 2 magazines and obviously the quick fill and everything. and I had 60, 70 consistent shots out of it actually. So when I just did the chronograph test, that was magazine 7. So that was 70 shots I got out of it, and they're consistent. And we're still at 100 bar. So you might even get another two magazines out of it, depending on what the reg's set at. So that's roughly 90 consistent shots, I'm going to say, which is outstanding by AirArms. They're, you know, the reg they're putting it is very consistent, let's say, and works a treat. So yeah, if you want one, get yourself down to More Edges. Richards will be stocking these down there, and I don't quite know the price yet, but I think they'll be competitive, and they'll be probably in line with the HW100 and guns like that sort of price bracket. And yeah, so thanks again for watching, guys. Really means a lot for me that you know, support the channel and everything, and I'll see you again next week. Cheers.